In the deepest, quietest corner of the Velvet Nebula, the Space Shuttle Purrfect drifted like a silent dream. Inside, Captain Nina, a ginger space cat with a spirit for adventure, stretched out a single paw, then another, enjoying a rare moment of peace. A contented yawn escaped her. Across the bridge, Zog, her purple alien cat companion, took a delicate sip of glowing starlight tea, his whiskers twitching with satisfaction. "Ah, this is the life," Nina purred, her voice echoing slightly in the calm of the cockpit. "No danger, no explosions. No weird tentacle monsters trying to eat our ship's antenna. It's perfect." Just as the word left her lips, a piercing alarm blared through the shuttle. Red lights flashed, painting the bridge in urgent strobes. Zog sighed, setting down his cup. And there it goes. The main view screen, moments before showing a tranquil starfield, erupted into a swirling chaos of blue and gold lights. It was a dizzying hypnotic dance of energy, blinking and spinning out of control. Zog leaned closer, his large eyes widening. "That's Nebula Reef. It's home to the nebula's beautiful creatures made of pure floating plasma." From his post at the sensor station, Glint, the small crystalline being, piped up, his voice trembling with concern. "Something's very wrong. Their energy signatures. They're panicked. They aren't supposed to move like that." A faint distress signal flickered onto the screen, a silent plea from the heart of the beautiful chaos. Nina's peaceful demeanor vanished, replaced by the sharp focus of a seasoned captain. Her tail gave a determined flick. "Then buckle in, team," she declared, her voice firm. "We're going in." The Purrfect glided out of the calm void and plunged into the glowing, swirling clouds of Nebula Reef. It was like sailing through a liquid rainbow. All around them, thousands of nebulites, tiny shimmering beings of sentient gas, fluttered in a frenzy, their gentle glows flickering with fear. But they weren't alone. Weaving through the nebula were colossal serpents, their bodies forged from lightning and swirling storm clouds. They coiled and uncoiled through the cosmic dust, their massive forms crackling with raw power, snapping at the terrified nebulites. Zog stared, mesmerized and horrified. "Thunder noodles," he muttered. "Very big, very angry thunder noodles." Suddenly a voice boomed through the shuttle's comms, resonating with the power of 1,000 storms. "Leave this place." A massive storm serpent, larger than all the others, glided forward. Its scales shimmered like polished obsidian, and its eyes glowed like twin blue suns. This was their king. Nina stood her ground, her image projected into the space before the serpent. "We're not here to fight," she announced, her voice calm but unwavering. "We received your distress signal. We're here to help." The Serpent King's form crackled with unstable energy. "The storms within us have grown wild," he rumbled, his voice filled with a strange mix of threat and despair. "We cannot control our tempers. We are a danger to the nebulites." As if to prove his point, another serpent nearby lashed its tail, sending a powerful shockwave through a gas cloud, scattering a cluster of frightened nebulites. Glint's soft voice cut through the tension. "But why? What's changed?" The Serpent King's gaze fell, a flicker of sorrow in his blazing eyes. "The storm heart, it weakens. And when it falters, so do we." Dangerous arcs of lightning danced across his scales, a sign of his own struggle for control. Nina didn't hesitate. "Take us to the storm heart. We can help." The Serpent King paused, considering the small, determined cat before him. After a long moment, he gave a slow, deep nod. Following his lead, the Purrfect dove deeper into the nebula, moving toward its turbulent core. The vibrant colors intensified, the energy growing thicker, more volatile. At the very center turned the storm heart, a massive, swirling orb of pure, concentrated storm energy. Wild lightning cracked from its surface. Unseen winds howled like a caged beast. The sheer power in the air made Nina's fur stand on end. Zog whistled low. "That looks incredibly unsafe." A wide grin spread across Nina's face. "Perfect. Let's do this." Just as she spoke, a brilliant bolt of lightning shot out from the heart cocoon. Nina dodged it with a flick of her tail, the energy searing the space where she'd been a second ago. Glint cried out, his crystalline form pulsing with worry. The storm heart is scared. It's lashing out. Then let's calm it down, Nina replied, her eyes fixed on the chaotic core. She leaped from the shuttle's airlock, her envirosuit protecting her from the vacuum. Claws extended, she tried to get close, to somehow contain the unstable energy. But the storm heart reacted with even more violence. A lightning bolt struck near her, forcing her to swerve. Another blast of pure force hurled her backward through space. Captain! Zog shouted from the bridge. Nina righted herself, a grin still plastered on her face. Still alive. She transmitted back. She tried again, a blur of orange fur jumping between flickers of lightning, dodging concussive shockwaves. But the more strength she used, the more violent the storm heart became. Glint watched, his small hands pressed against the cockpit window. It's not working, he said softly. It's not listening to strength. Maybe it needs kindness. Before anyone could stop him, Glint floated out of the airlock and drifted toward the center of the raging storm. His small, crystalline body began to glow, not with a harsh, bright light, but with a soft, warm, gentle luminescence. He didn't fight the storm. He drifted with it, reaching the edge of the swirling energy orb. He placed his tiny glowing hands on its surface. "Hey!" he whispered, his voice a soothing balm against the roaring chaos. "It's okay, you're not alone. We're here to help you." Slowly, miraculously, the storm responded. The wild flashes of lightning began to dim. The howling wind softened to a gentle hum. The orb's violent churning slowed, its pulse becoming steady, rhythmic, calming under Glint's gentle, loving warmth. The Serpent King watched from a distance, his voice filled with awe. "Your light. It soothes it." From the shuttle, Nina smiled, her heart swelling with pride. "Go, Glint," she whispered. Under Glint's care, the storm heart stabilized completely, glowing with a soft, beautiful blend of blue and gold. Across the entire nebula reef, the change was instantaneous. The storm serpents relaxed, their bodies no longer crackling with chaotic lightning, but glowing with a controlled, magnificent energy. The nebulites, sensing the danger had passed, drifted back in shimmering, graceful spirals, their home safe once more. The Serpent King glided toward the Purrfect and bowed his colossal head in a gesture of profound gratitude. "You have restored balance to our home. For this, we offer a gift." He opened his massive jaws, and nestled within was a small glowing orb of contained, swirling lightning. It pulsed with a quiet, immense power. "The Storm Pearl," the king rumbled. "A light powerful enough to break any darkness." Nina carefully floated forward and accepted the precious gift, its energy warm in her paws. With their mission complete, the Space Shuttle Purrfect glided away from the now peaceful nebula reef. Back on the bridge, Nina placed the Storm Pearl on a display shelf, where it cast a beautiful dancing light across the cockpit. Glint looked at his own hands, still faintly glowing. "I'm so glad I could help," he said, his voice full of wonder. "I didn't know my light could do that." Zog patted him gently on the shoulder. "You saved an entire nebula from tearing itself apart. I call that a pretty good day." Nina settled back into her captain's chair, watching the stars drift by. "Ready for the next adventure, team?" Glint's face lit up, his inner light sparkling. "As long as it sparkles." And so, with their hearts glowing brighter than any star in the sky, Captain Nina and her crew soared on, deeper into the thrilling, endless unknown. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more Space Cat adventures.